First, he said she was never on the boat. Then he admitted he threw her overboard. A Murder at Sea on hard copy.
Tonight at 7.
This is Channel 2 News at noon.
Good afternoon. A new raid turns up what may be key evidence in the Trade Center bombing case, and authorities are preparing to move into the depths of the Trade Center bomb site.
They're looking for a possible victim and new leads in their pursuit of suspects. We begin our coverage with Channel 2's John Slattery, who's live at the World Trade Center. John?
It's still quite a mess down here. Behind me, you can see that the northbound direction on West Street is still closed off right in front of the Trade Center, and it's because there's so much emergency equipment that is still here, and more will come in as the excavation gets underway. But what we expect to have happening is a hole will be drilled somewhere in the grounds in order to aid in excavation. The colossal rebuilding project that will allow the two towers to be reoccupied is still expected to be completed in 3.5 weeks. That enormous coordination of work, which began last week, involves the scheduling of a battalion of skilled workers, engineers, electricians, plumbers, and carpenters. Yesterday, with 18 new steel beams shoring up the Trade Center's blasted foundation floors, bomb detectives were able to expand their search into the bomb crater. But a spokesman for the FBI now says investigators do not expect to be able to search the core of the crater until midweek. Two dogs yesterday sniffed through rubble on the floor of the crater, still looking for any trace of Wilfredo Mercado, a Vista Hotel employee who has been missing since the blast. The huge investigative effort to uncover all aspects of the nation's worst terrorist attack has already turned up some evidence, some of which the FBI will discuss, some of which it won't. But the attorney for suspect Mohammed Salame claims that a lot of what authorities come up with is useless.
The federal government keeps dropping hints about what the evidence might be. Much of that evidence may turn out to be unreliable, may turn out to be inadmissible completely at a trial.
The next big aspect of what we expect to be happening right here at the site of the explosion is up that stairwell beyond there. On your left side is World Trade Center 1, and on the right is the Vista Hotel. Up that stairwell and behind is a concourse which is directly over the blast area. They expect to be bringing in a crane, drilling a hole there, and that will allow them to start taking out the enormous chunks of rubble which they find very difficult to try to get out through the blast area. They think it's going to be much safer to put a hole elsewhere and take the rubble out that. So that's the next thing that we're waiting for here. That's it, Lisa.
All right, John, a lot more to do. Thank you. Federal agents raided another Jersey City location and may have turned up the same kind of timing device used to detonate the World Trade Center bomb. Channel 2's Chris Borgen is live for us in Jersey City with the very latest on the investigation there. Chris?
The investigation continues here in Jersey City. Since last Thursday, the FBI, the task force, 5 raids of 5 different establishments, each looking for suspects and possible bomb material. Over the weekend, 2 apartments hit. One apartment, the suspect wasn't there, so they took whom they found. That person, an individual who lived in the apartment, his name, Ashad Mombed. The task force, armed with a search warrant, came to this 2-story apartment house on 251 Virginia Avenue, looking for a suspect who, neighbors say, moved out of that apartment 2 or 3 months ago. Now, the task force found the suspect's name in documents uncovered in Friday's search of a commercial space storage locker leased by that Trade Center bomb suspect, Mohammed Salame. In that locker, the FBI also found what was described as a load of nitric and sulfuric acids, along with other materials used in the making of bombs and explosive devices. The task force, following up on the address found in the locker, raided apartment C in this building and took Ashad Mombad in for investigation after they allegedly discovered 3 metal alarm clocks in the apartment. Now, this is the type of clock which they say could be used as timers for bombs or explosive devices. Today, Mombed's neighbors are still stunned by that raid.
I don't feel like talking right now. This whole thing has me all shook up, okay? I didn't even go to work.
Even as the FBI was searching the apartment, Rabbi Avi Weiss and a group of Jewish protesters were demonstrating in front of Jersey City's Masjid As-Salam Mosque. Now, this is the mosque led by the so-called revolutionary fundamentalist Sheikh Omar Abdel Rahman, who was acquitted in Egypt in 1981 of involvement in the assassination of Egyptian President Anwar Sadat. El Said Nosir, tried and acquitted of the 1990 murder of Jewish right-wing leader Rabbi Meir Kahane, gunned down in Manhattan, is said to be a follower of the Sheikh, as is bomb suspect Mohammed Salameh. Members of the mosque are concerned and upset that they may be being judged unfairly by the actions of a few.
I hope the media listen to us and hear our side and give us a fair hearing and a fair judgment. We are not a terrorist. By all means, we are not terrorists.
Well, Mr. Naguib is looking for an opportunity of speaking with the rabbi in hopes that there could be an opportunity of alleviating their differences. Meanwhile, the investigation continues here in Jersey City. As far as Ashad Mambed is concerned, it's my understanding that he has been taken in for questioning and possibly might be released momentarily. Live in Jersey City, I'm Chris Borgen. Back to you in studio. Dana?
Thank you, Chris. In other news today, a disturbing report this noon. There are charges the New York State Department of Social Services ignored the rape of an 8-year-old retarded girl at a city-run psychiatric facility. The charges are being made by State Senator Franz Leichter. Leichter says the girl was admittedly sodomized and raped last year by other clients at the facility, and he says the incident was whitewashed by the state. He says the case is indicative of the state's failures to protect children in institutions from sexual abuse.
There are many instances of abuse in these institutions, and one of the reasons that this abuse occurs is because there is insufficient, inadequate, inept supervision by the state of New York, the Department of Social Services.
The facility in question is St. Joseph's Services for Children in Brooklyn. So far, we have not received a response from the facility or the state on these charges. Lisa?
In Philadelphia this noon, a tragic and bizarre ending to the search for a missing 17-year-old track star. The girl's mother, Vivian King, who led a citywide search for her daughter, is now under arrest for her murder. Police say she confessed to the killing and told investigators she was drunk and high on cocaine the night her daughter came home late. Shiley Turner was shot 6 times, including 4 shots to the head. She was considered the best high school runner in Philadelphia and one of the 5 best in the nation. In Texas this noon, federal agents have raided a firearms store used by a religious cult only to find shotgun shells. Cult leader David Koresh and more than 100 followers remain holed up inside the Waco, Texas compound. The FBI says it is even borrowing tanks from the Army because Koresh appears ready for all-out war.
He has indicated he would be most pleased if we would engage in a gun battle with him. He has made such statements as, "We are ready for war. Let's get it on."
With more on the situation now in Waco this noon, we want to go to reporter Len Cannon from sister station WWL. Len?
Good afternoon, Lisa. The news conference, you just heard the soundbite. That was probably the most intriguing bit of information that we got from FBI agents this afternoon. David Koresh telling them that they would like to engage in all-out war. Koresh says that it is a prophecy that would be fulfilled if there was a gun battle. Obviously, FBI agents, they have told us that they don't want to get involved in any kind of gun battle with Koresh and the more than 100 people inside of the compound. Another thing that Koresh has said, that he told agents he has the firepower that would take out the Bradley vehicles, military vehicles, that agents have set up along the perimeter of the compound. Now, agents say to defend themselves, just in case, they are going to bring in Abrams tanks to defend themselves against any attack, possible attack, more firepower from Koresh that he is indicating that he has. Back to you, Dana.
Okay, thanks. Len Cannon reporting live from Waco. In the former Yugoslavia this morning, Bosnia's commander has pulled out of truce talks, leading to more bloodshed. The commander ordered his troops to attack in eastern Bosnia and to free thousands of people held by Serb forces. Fighting all around the eastern town of Goraže forced thousands to flee from their homes. The order to attack put a formal end to ceasefire declared several weeks ago by government forces.
Several area military bases are coming under political fire. Coming up, we'll tell you about thousands of jobs that are on the line with a new threat from the Pentagon.
And Rodney King faces a milestone in his fight against the Los Angeles police who beat him. Next.
Channel 2 News, sponsored by Washington State Apples.
Washington apples. They're as good as you've heard. Bills, bills, and more bills. More than you can handle? If you're a homeowner, call Statewide Capital at 1-800-DIAL-CASH and consolidate them into one low-cost home equity loan. Even if you've been turned down at the bank, you can lower your monthly payments. Your interest may be tax-deductible. Then get just one monthly bill. Make one low payment. For a better tomorrow, dial cash today. Call Statewide Capital now at 1-800-DIAL-CASH.
Michael Jackson is the king of pop, but meet the people who say his famous interview was just a crock.
He had plastic surgery only 2 times on his nose. Is that true? Is Brooke Shields the love of his life?
And what about his claim that he's afflicted with vitiligo?
Do you believe that Michael was telling the truth when he says that he is suffering from this rare skin disorder?
Plus, meet people with vitiligo and learn how they camouflage their skin. The real Michael Jackson syndrome. It's on Geraldo. Today at 4 on Channel 2.
Homemade gravy isn't a sure thing. Neither is store-bought. But Heinz home-style gravy is so close to homemade, it's guaranteed. We start with lean beef to make Heinz 98% fat-free. Then we simmer and stir it till it's just like homemade. For your money back. There's store-bought, there's homemade, and there's the sure thing. Heinz home-style gravy. Homemade taste guaranteed.
Dear Midas, after getting an outrageous estimate at my dealer, I came back to your shop. Your mechanics,
John, Jim, Ron, Robert,
gave me a free estimate, stayed late to finish the job, and even pointed out that my brake pads were under warranty, saving me a lot. I was so thankful for not being taken advantage of. I bought them all lunch the next day. Thank you, Sarah Acco.
It's being called the mother of all base closing lists. The Clinton administration is preparing to release a new sweeping round of military base closings that is sure to be felt around the nation, including here. Several bases in our area are reportedly on the list, including the New London Submarine Base in Connecticut, Griffiths Air Force Base in upstate New York, McGuire Air Force Base in New Jersey, and the Homeport on Staten Island. The Homeport survived a base closing list 2 years ago. Some officials are worried about the effects a shutdown would have.
There's a lot of jobs already created by that Homeport being here. So the economic loss to our city and to our island, Staten Island, would be staggering.
Although Molinari vowed to fight for the Homeport, other politicians like Mayor Dinkins have supported closing the base in the past. Lisa?
Governor Cuomo could be a step closer to a seat on the nation's highest court. The Washington Post reported yesterday that conservative Supreme Court Justice Byron White may resign at the end of the current term around July 1st. That would give President Clinton his first opportunity to name a justice and reverse the court's recent swing to the right. Mr. Clinton has said in the past he thinks Governor Cuomo would make a, quote, good Supreme Court judge. The Reverend Al Sharpton is behind bars this noon, and that's where he says he'll stay for the remainder of his sentence. The black activist is in a Brooklyn detention center, serving a 45-day sentence for his part in the Day of Outrage protest back in 1987. Sharpton is eligible for a work release program, but his lawyers say the former U.S. Senate candidate will instead stay in jail and plan his second run for the national office. Dana?
This week, the world will, for the first time, hear from Rodney King in court about his beating at the hands of Los Angeles police officers. King is expected to testify against the officers in their federal civil rights trial. He did not take the stand at the first criminal trial last year in which the cops were acquitted on most charges. Prosecutors say they want King on the stand so jurors can relate to him as a person.
Coming up, the latest on Katharine Hepburn's condition. She was in the hospital and may be coming home soon.
Plus, waiting in line for a real prince. Coming up.
Get the pillow you want at savings you've dreamed of at Macy's Pillow Sale. Our exclusive feather and down pillows or polyester pillows, your choice, now just $14.99. To on-comforel pillows or natural feather and down pillows, your choice, now $24.99. Luxurious white goose down pillows, standard queen or king, your choice, only $39.99. Now at Macy's Pillow Sale.
We're a part of your life.
After disappearing off a coastal yacht, her married companion denied she was ever aboard the boat. But then his story began to change. First, he said he dropped her off on an island. Then he admitted he threw her overboard. He said he had panicked.
I had a naked, dead person on my boat.
A Murder at Sea on the next hard copy.
Tonight at 7 on Channel 2.
Why can't something work like my soft cleanser without leaving all this grit?
Can't anything clean soap scum better than this?
Introducing an old friend with a new job. Now there's a Mr. Clean bathroom who cleans to the shine. Disinfectant liquids can leave soap scum, while soft cleansers don't rinse away all their grit. But Mr. Clean bathroom cuts through tough soap scum, leaving nothing but the shine. Full strength or in the bucket, new Mr. Clean bathroom cleans to the shine.
Channel 2 News Health Watch, sponsored by Sanka.
It's a little thing. When I have my morning coffee, I like to spread my newspaper out. And for 32 years on the 710 Express, this was impossible. You have to fold it 19 times so you don't cross that invisible line into the other guy's seat.
It's nice to have the time to appreciate the smooth, rich taste of Sanka coffee.
And my coffee tastes even better without the paper cup.
Sanka, everything you love about coffee.
Some of the littlest heroes from the Trade Center disaster are being honored this morning in Brooklyn. Dozens of kindergarten children from PS 95 in Bensonhurst received a special bravery award today from none other than the President of the United States. The children were all victims of the World Trade Center bombing. They were on a field trip and ended up being trapped inside the building for hours. Today, Representative Susan Molinari read a message to the children from President Clinton and presented each one of them with a Congressional Certificate of Honor. Like the day at the World Trade Center disaster, this too was a day they no doubt won't soon forget.
Talk about living history. In our noon Health Watch today, where to go for free information on major medical issues, everything from prostate cancer to heart disease and children's health problems. Dr. Frank Field is here now with details. Frank?
Thank you, Dana. Prostate cancer is the second leading killer in men and the most common cause of cancer in men over the age of 60. And it's been suggested that vasectomies may play a role in producing prostate cancer. Well, a free public seminar will be held tomorrow night at Staten Island University Hospital. In order to attend this free seminar on prostate cancer, you should call the number you see on the screen, 226-2500, because seating is limited. If you wish to attend this free lecture, call the number you see, 718-226-2500, anytime between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. today and tomorrow. And this coming Thursday evening, the Nyack Hospital Heart Club will hold its monthly meeting. Now, this topic will deal with medications used in the treatment of heart disease. The meeting is also free, but again, in order to attend, you must call 914-348-2589 to make a reservation. That's this Thursday evening for members of the Nyack community and other interested folks with cardiac problems. The meeting is free, but for additional information and registration, there's a number to call, 914-348-2589. And also on this Thursday, Mount Sinai Children's Center Foundation is holding its spring symposium, which will examine the problems which confront children. Obstacles including poor health, poverty, and single parenting. Now, it's also free. The guest speaker is Dr. David Hamburg, president of the Carnegie Corporation. Again, it's open to the public. For reservations and more information, please call the number that you see on the screen, 212-241-8088. And this meeting will be held from 11:30 to 1:30 p.m. and free refreshments.
Oh,
how
no,
about that?
too?
Yep.
Okay, thanks. Can't beat that. Well, there's good news for Katharine Hepburn. She's back home this noon. The 85-year-old actress was hospitalized in Connecticut Thursday for exhaustion. After conducting some tests, doctors at Hartford Hospital have given her a clean bill of health, and they let her return home to her New York City residence.
Prince fans, if you're hoping to get tickets to his Radio City performance, you better hurry up. The area around Radio City Music Hall is already jammed with people lining up to buy tickets for the singer's performance later this month. The flamboyant singer is known for his lavish concerts, lavish clothing too. Prince performance dates are scheduled for March 24th through the 26th. Hey, how about the weekend weather we had?
Can't beat it. It was great.
Royally wonderful. Frank Field will be here in a few minutes. Yes, royal.
It's the Prince connection.
We'll see how the rest of the week is going to go.
And also, we're going to tell you about some people in Florida who are getting that sinking feeling.
Quality time for us is reading wonderful stories together.
For the experience of a lifetime, make time to read with your children.
Mario Perillo, Mr. Italy, and Alitalia are the world's leading specialists to Italy. You know, I may not look it, but I've been at this for 50 years creating fantastic tours at affordable prices. Let Mario escort you from the Alps to Sicily. We take care of everything. You relax, free to enjoy Italy's monumental cities or the charming little villages off the beaten track. For this free Perillo brochure, see your travel agent or call 1-800-255-5000 now.
I'm Roseanne Coletti with a reminder the Troubleshooter hotline is open right now until 1 o'clock. So if you've got trouble, call our volunteers at 212-582-0220. And don't miss my Troubleshooter reports weekdays at 5 on Channel 2 News.
You're going to be better than me, Christopher. I can see it in your eyes. No wasting your life on something you hate. Not for my son. You're going to college. I can see it in your eyes.
I can see it in your eyes. You are going to do something important.
Christopher, time for work.
We've always had the dreams. Now we have the means. Please, support the United Negro College Fund.
There's something really special about 200 neighborhoods in the metropolitan area. They all have a great store just next door, A&P. Since we've been part of the neighborhood for a long time, we have the most convenient locations. Yet most of our stores are like new inside because they've been remodeled. So why travel when a great place to shop is just next door?
The great store just next door, AFP.
He moves like Michael Jordan, but has never played in the NBA. He's Harlem Globetrotter Meadowlark Lemon on the next Entertainment Tonight.
Tonight at 7:30.
Imagine the ground opening up and your house sinking into it. That is exactly the nightmare 3 families in Garden City, Florida are dealing with this noon. 2 huge sinkholes are swallowing up yards and threatening homes. One crater is 180 feet wide, 100 feet deep, and it's growing. If it meets up with a second smaller sinkhole just 100 yards away, a dozen homes could be in danger too.
Now imagine a forecast without a storm in it. Can you do that, Frank?
No. But this is not a big one, and it's going to miss us. It'll move north of us, but we could get a couple of showers later today. Let's look at the readings. Right now in Midtown, it is quite mild, 49 degrees. Islip 48, Bridgeport is 43, and at White Plains it's 45. And there's some cloudiness around, too. And the humidity is gradually inching up at 60%. We'll look at the storm itself. It's a little weak disturbance heading across the Great Lakes. It's triggering off all the showers here and snow showers to the north. It will move rapidly right across the middle of New York State and New England. And so we're on the very southern fringe. And that means as the air continues to spin around, the clouds will increase, and there's a chance of some showers here. And then as colder air comes in around to the rear of this little system, there's a possibility of a few snow showers to the north. So for this afternoon, just a chance of a few showers heading in, quite mild, temperature around 51. That's about 5 or 6 degrees above normal. And then for tonight, we'll continue that chance of some rain showers or even some snow showers to the north where you see temperatures will be a little colder. And once that all moves through, we'll get into some mixture of sunshine and clouds and seasonal temperatures, readings around 44 at Wednesday, and then some more showers and another quick change. So every couple of days a quick change, but no major storm out there as yet.
You are a normal-sized regular guy, too. Thank you.
What happened?
Oh, well, freaking out there.
Good, I like that.
Time now to take a look at what's coming up on Geraldo today. This afternoon, the Michael Jackson media mania continues. Geraldo Rivera joins us now with more. Are you going to give Oprah a run for her money?
Well, maybe. You know, Michael Jackson's recent epic interview with Oprah Winfrey may have raised more questions about the reclusive king of pop than it answered, but one enduring mystery about the superstar just may have been resolved. Now, for years, as you know, as Michael's youthful dark skin faded to a near Caucasian shade, his fans have wondered if he was using some kind of skin bleach. The answer, apparently, is no. And on today's program, you'll meet victims of vitiligo, that is, the skin disease that Michael says he has. You'll also meet some longtime Michael watchers like Mike Walker of the National Enquirer.
Michael is always concealing his arms and his hands, and that's why he started with the glove. That was the real reason, yes. And if you look at that picture, and you will see his hand is white, and then suddenly here abruptly it turns black. And I have been told by a source that he at one point actually showed them. It didn't get on camera, of course. He was just showing them off camera. He rolled up his sleeve, and that the skin was mottled. There were blotches.
Are you really afraid to go out of your house because people call you names?
I used to.
What'd they call you?
Oh, she looks like a monster.
Here was Nancy. Let's see Nancy before. Let's go to Nancy now. Isn't that amazing? That's the miracles that makeup can work with approximately 2% of the population that suffers from this disease, vitiligo. Ladies?
Geraldo, thank you. And you can see more on Geraldo this afternoon at 4 o'clock right here on Channel 2. And that is Channel 2 News for this Monday. I'm Lisa Rudolph.
I'm Dana Tyler. Have a great afternoon. See you later on.
Hi, I'm Jim Palmer for the Money Store with a message for homeowners during the tax season. Until April 15th, the Money Store has a special rebate offer. On all new home equity loans, the Money Store will give you a check equal to 1 month's payment, regardless of the size of your loan. So call now for the home equity loan, which comes with a 1-month rebate. But remember, your application must be received by April 15th to qualify. Only at the Money Store at 1-800-LOAN-YES. That's 1-800-LOAN-YES.
New project?
Yes, I'm in the process of choosing a dentist.
Have you called 1-800-DENTIST?
You can't get this kind of information from just one phone call. I've surveyed every dentist in a 3.5-mile radius, compiled data on their schooling, years in practice, special training, and I've narrowed it down to exactly who you just got from 1-800-DENTIST.
Find out for yourself how easy it can be. Call 1-800-DENTIST today.
Hundred 321 thin.
Homeowners, great news. Garden State Brick Face is now Garden State Brick Face Windows and Exteriors, your total remodeling solution.